So welcome to the text transcriber. My name is Thomas, part of the Cheerful Cheetahs. Does everyone else want to introduce themselves, or do we just do it as we go?
We can do it as we go.
Okay. Here's the video. Can everyone hear it, by the way? Okay.
Yes.
Right.
So hi, I'm Lily, part of Cheerful Cheetahs, and the purpose of our model is to take a line of handwritten text as an input and output the text in typed and spoken form. This is intended for use by various audiences, such as like the visually impaired, teachers, and anyone who wants to eliminate the time it takes to transcribe text, as seen in like the trailer. It can be a monotonous task to hand transcribe sentences and even impossible to many people. So text transcriber saves time and provides a way for the visually impaired to hear text they may not be able to read.
Hey, I'm Shakib. And so for our process was we first trained the model from GitHub in order to recognize handwritten words and translate them to text. And then we implemented a word detector, which would be able to like separate each individual word from the image so that it could be fed to the model easily. So then once we were able to do that, we could feed them into the model and it would translate the sentence like image by image, like every word. And then we would feed that through Google's text-to-speech API to transform it so it could be spoken out loud. And then for the website, the backend was made by Flask. And we used a Bootstrap template and HTML and CSS JavaScript to do the front end of the website. And so some difficulties we had was actually setting it up because the OpenCV library wasn't working on Replit. So we had to make our project on VS Code instead. And so there was a lot of problems with setting it up. And also training it, like it took a very long time. We had to let it run overnight, some of us. And then once we had everything, like we had a word detector and then we had our transcriber, so getting it all to work together was also hard. And then once we had our like audio and our text transcribed, like getting it to output on the website was also another challenge for us.
Hey, I'm Vanessa, and some future improvements could be training the model on a broader data set to improve accuracy and also adding a translation feature after the text is transcribed to just make it more accessible. But overall, our model is functional, but it has opportunities to improve.
So I am Nicholas, and for resources to be able to create an audio playback after transcribing the image, we used Google's text-to-speech API. And then here are some some GitHub repositories that we used. So the simple HTR was the base for our training our model. Then we also used an autocorrect repository, which we use to autocorrect when the probability of the AI is less than 75%. And then the word detector repository we use for figuring out when the word actually ends and when a new one starts. And then we use the scrolling nav template from Start Bootstrap to get started on our website.
For performance, the character error rate was about 10%, and our best word accuracy was around 75%. A bit higher because we used autocorrect. Yeah. And the time it takes to run on a CPU-only machine is around 5 seconds when you do a page, around 2.5 seconds for a line, and 2 seconds for a word. And the word detector that separates each of the words works almost all the time for the IM data set.
All right, now for the demo. So I have it up right here. So this is the picture that I'm gonna be using. We have a drag and drop, or you could just select the image of a handwritten sentence that you're gonna upload. And before I run it, I'm just gonna explain that. So once you upload the image, it's gonna go through a word detector, which will cut the words in the sentence and turn them into individual images. And then the text transcriber will take those images and transcribe them into text and then join them all back into the sentence just in text form. And then we took Google's text-to-speech to make it an audio file, and with HTML's like autoplay function, we can autoplay it or just play right there. So I'm gonna drag it into here, and now we just wait for the sentence to form.
She sat calmly on the bed smoking.
I'm pretty sure you heard it, but it did autoplay, and then if you want to re-listen to it,
She sat calmly on the bed
you can
smoking.
just play it again. And for those doubting, it is accurate. It's right. So yeah, the text transcriber is intended to help the visually impaired, students, if you have really bad handwriting, or just in general, if you just want to transcribe a handwritten text. This is a breakdown of what really happens of what I just explained. Our model is taking in the handwritten text, then turning it into text. We trained it using the IM handwriting database, and we used 3 GitHubs to help us advance, and these are our group members. Yeah, if there's any questions.